Afternoon, everybody. Weightlifting is back. I'm David Goldstrom, together with Commonwealth Games champion Michaela Breeze for the European Championships of 2021 in Moscow. Well, welcome inside the arena, Vina Usmanova Gymnastics Palace, named after a real star of Russian rhythmic gymnastics, their top coach, a lady who is the president of their federation and who received the Olympic order from Thomas Bach back in 2015 for the outstanding work she'd done globally in the world of rhythmic gymnastics. This is the first of 20 medal competitions. We start with the women's 45 kilos. As you can see, these are the women who have been assigned to the A medal group. And as ever, there are medals available for the best in the snatch phase, the best in the clean and jerk, and the total. The body weights on the right. They were weighing in over 2 hours ago now. And here's the first of the competitors representing Croatia. Each of them are achievers in their own rights. But what is interesting is the fact that they've not been on a competitive weightlifting stage for more than a year. So, Michaela, you've had absences, not through a pandemic, but through injury. But coming back into a competition after a long absence is never easy.
It never is easy, and these lifters will be very, very experienced in their own right. But with so long off the international platform, everybody is in the same boat here. Everybody is going to be competition rusty. It's difficult psychologically. We trust that they're in good shape, but you just never know. They haven't tested themselves on this kind of platform for a long, long time.
The discipline here is really strict, very required. Obviously, whilst the young women are lifting, they won't be wearing masks, but in all other situations they will. There's a ventilation and antivirus cleaning measures that have been put in to keep everybody as safe as we possibly can. And this is the young woman, Melissa Gunes, who is looking to start off the competition. She's posted an initial weight of 60 kilos to get us underway. And Melissa Gunes, she's got a personal best of 63 in this opening phase. So hopefully off to a good start with a lift which she already will have some confidence about. The women now beginning to go through the warm-up phase. Michaela, starting with the empty bar.
That's right. Regardless of how good these lifters are, they all start by doing some loosening up. That will have been and done already. As competition time approaches, they'll start with the bar and increase the weight gradually until they get to a weight just below that of their opening lift. That has been nominated at the weigh-in a couple of hours ago. All these lifters have their own routine. Normally involves somewhere between 7 to 9, 10 maybe sets warming up.
Well, this is the young woman who competed in the B group and produced the best results. She was some way below the standard, and that's why she didn't make the list for the A final. But this was her third attempt in the snatch. Good effort, Michaela. 3 out of 3.
Yeah, 3 out of 3, some great lifting from the youngster. And I mean, you know, 3 out of 3, that's all you can ask for on an international stage. And here you can see the clean and jerk. This was 72 kilos. Again, 3 out of 3, so 6 successful lifts. She's going to be very, very pleased with herself. Probably watching the A group now.
Yes, 128 kilos. It's a stepping stone total. All of these women on this list here, you can see the opening attempts. They may change, but these are the ones they've initially posted as their starting weights. But Ekaterina, who was successful in the B group, her weights will be eclipsed. But as I said, very, very different. We've missed each other, Michaela. We haven't been together for a year. We haven't seen each other. We haven't been together in a competition.
I've missed you, David.
Well, here you can see the different records, and you can see where it says standard, it means that the weight has not yet been achieved. So that will be something we'll watch out for this afternoon. We have a number of athletes who are under 20 in the junior ranks, and we'll see whether maybe they can get to those standards. The senior standards, Michaela, look to me just beyond this field on the comeback.
Yeah, the new standards have been put in place since the new category, so yet we haven't seen people reach those. It won't take long, maybe next year.
Goes up, 62 kilograms on the bar, Melissa Guinness, Turkey, first attack.
So once again, a very good afternoon. Welcome to the Women's 45 Kilo Championship of Europe. This is the first face-to-face major championship competition for over a year. And these are the young women you'll be seeing over the next hour and a half to 2 hours trying to earn medals. And for some of them, a stepping stone maybe towards the Olympics. But this is not an Olympic category. And out comes for the first lift, Tihana Meyer, 63 kilos on the bar. That means that Melissa Gunes, who originally posted 60, has already moved up on this magnificent stage here in Moscow, in this very splendid rhythmic gymnastic competition hall adapted for these championships. Well, I guess, Michaela, we'd have hoped that the first lifter would get the first lift.
Well, you would hope so, but as we said, a very nervy start to the championships. And I mean, you know, coming out, there's a reason here. The lift bar's gone behind. We're likely to see that it's swung, probably lost the position off the floor slightly. It's very difficult, you know, coming out from no competition to competing on a big platform. But there you can just see bar flew out the back door. From this angle, you can see the shoulders are behind the bar at full extension. And off it goes.
So onto the stage comes Radmila Zagorac for Serbia, attempting the first weight. Radmila, fourth in the 2018 European Youth Championships. That was at 44 kilos, so only a kilo up from that in terms of body weight. Nice and steady at the bottom, and secures, I think, a good lift, Michaela.
Nervous again, though, David, sitting tight at the bottom, and these lifters will instinctively want to stand straight out of that squat position, but if they're slightly off balance, then they're going to pause, take a moment just to re-steady in that bottom position, and you can see that's exactly what she did. Sat into her right side, nothing wrong with it, the arms stayed locked. And here we see shoulders back a little bit from the bar at full extension. It hits her quite hard at the bottom. Does well to recover.
Nonetheless, a score on the board for the 20-year-old from Serbia. And now Cosmina Pana for Romania, one of the 19-year-olds, runner-up in the 2019 European Junior Championships. She's got a best of 66 kilos, so normally we'd be saying conservative start, but these are different times, and that's better.
It certainly is better, no issues this time. It's just not a nice feeling, you know, when you've been off the competition platform for so long. the anxiety of coming on. You've got spotlights there, and you know, there's very few people here watching. It really is quite a difficult scenario to get up for.
Yeah, very good point. No spectators because of COVID-19. That's another precaution that's been taken. And Bianca Dumitrescu for Romania also opening up, as you can see, on 63 kilos. So Dumitrescu, junior European champion of 2 years ago. Under normal circumstances, this has been quite a conservative start, but after such an absence. So, Michaela never really got the bar there.
Just very delayed dropping underneath the bar. There was doubt in her mind. It wasn't as sharp as you would want to see. If you watch on the slow-mo, there's a moment of hesitation at the top before she drops under. And it's too slow, just too slow getting under with these kind of weights at this kind of body weight. There's got to be explosion and a very fast transition underneath the bar.
Yeah, this must be really difficult, though. Like all sportsmen and women from all sports, they're so hungry to get back into the competition. But yet, the first lift in earnest for a year. Melissa Gunes up the bar from 60 to 63, this her opener, representing Turkey.
David, you can see from the look on her face that uh-oh moment. And it's uh-oh. I mean, she tried power snatching it. I don't know what elbow lock she's got, but when you see the replay, you'll see the arms are bent. That's ugly off the floor. Rounds the shoulders, bar swings forward. Was never in a good position. Need to maintain that position off the floor to mid-thigh at least to give you a chance, and she just left that hanging.
Yeah, that young woman from Turkey, I'll say a little bit more in a moment, but here comes Tihana Maya for her second attempt. Still the bar on 63 kilos.
She's in trouble. Big trouble here.
Yeah, I thought she was going to fight her way out of that, but didn't happen. And as you say, the pressure really comes on.
David, 2 failed lifts for those that are new to the sport and new to watching this on TV. You've got to nail 1 snatch and 1 clean and jerk to give yourself a total. They only get 3 attempts. That's 3 attempts in total, not 3 attempts at each weight. But there we saw the shoulders and the body traveling backwards. Puts a big swing on the bar. And a lifter that swings the bar is going to be inconsistent overhead, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Also, the environment, as you mentioned, is rather different because it's silent. There are no spectators. So a lot of time you can draw something as a lifter from the audience encouragement. Now, Gunes very quickly out for a second attempt. Yeah, the whole thing so much more positive, clear in her mind, good lift.
It was a good lift in respect of the fact the bar stuck at arm's length, but she's not happy. She's wasted 1 with only 3 attempts in the competition. You want to make every lift count, and she won't be happy with the start. It was much more dynamic, and as I said on the first attempt, she attempted to power snatch it. She's done it again. Rounds the shoulders off the floor. Not overly impressed with that. Needs to strengthen up in the upper back. But she's solid, that's for sure.
So, well, we have to be on her side here, as we always are with a lifter that runs into trouble. She is going for 3 kilos, better than anything that she's produced before. Fingers crossed. Come on, come on.
No.
Oh. The hips went behind, she went behind, and the bar was lost.
David, she overcompensated here. We saw 2 lifts go out the back door. That one was left out in front. She's furious with herself.
Yeah, that's really disappointing.
Even if she'd stood with it, I think it would have been failed. There was movement in her right arm, so not a good start to her international campaign this year.
No, she does have the opportunity, of course, to go for a clean and jerk, unlike the Olympics where you have to survive in both disciplines. But now out, Dumitrescu. Put the bar up to 64, looking for the lead.
It was a nervous attempt, wasn't it? She came out there just not happy with the first. The second wasn't much better, although it did stick overhead. She's not happy with how she's performing today, and quite rightly so. It was quicker transition under the bar, but left it forward. The step forward is fine. So long as she stays on the platform, that's a good lift.
And if you are listening hard, you'll hear in the background the deep voice of Mr. Bogdan Mokranowski from Poland, our very excellent public address speaker, commanding the competition as Ivana Petrova comes onto the stage. Now, this is 65 kilos for the outright lead. Petrova, one of the 19-year-olds. And that's the most convincing for me.
It is, David, but it's not a great start. She actually posted a 65 as an opener. Clearly something went wrong in the warm-up room, so she came down. Sorry, apologies,
but then went
I got
up
the
to
wrong
65, yeah.
Yeah, that's
She's
it.
got
So
the 65.
She has, but sits in deep. Really good arm lock overhead. That's nice to see. She'll be pleased with that.
So Ivana Petrova from Bulgaria, the European Youth Champion in 2017 and 2018. That was at a weight category of 44 kilos. So today only 45. Perhaps one of the more promising athletes at this weight. And now Radmila Zagorac from Serbia. Petrova leading. Zagorac at the moment in third place. 66 kilos, so up the kilo required.
Oh, what a fight. Sits into that right-hand side. Shake of the head there as she comes off the platform. Is going to be disappointed. It was close. She nearly was able to steady overhead. I would always say to lifters back home in the gym, if it's going behind, just let it go. It's not worth risking injury. But hey, this is a European Championships, and for some people, the chance to qualify for Olympics. I know this is a non-Olympic category, but points still count.
Absolutely. 2 lifters yet to start. And they are Angelina Lomachinska of the Ukraine and Nadezhda Nguyen of Bulgaria. But meanwhile, Kosmina Pana coming out for 66 kilos. So this is up 3 kilos. First one was good. So this for the lead. Better than the first, Michaela?
Yeah, very impressed with that. Much more dynamic, much more positive. Still the frustration in the face. And you know what? Every lifter is deep in thought, deep in concentration. You can see there 2 white lights, but she wants more. She's focused and she's committed here. And that's the thing. Every lifter, not just at this level, but recreationally as well, every lifter has their own frustrations and is looking for perfection. They're looking to be the best they can be. So every time you do a lift, regardless of the weight, you always want more.
The other thing, of course, Michaela, and you'll know about this because of your own personal training regimes and everything else, not everybody has been able to train in a normal way during the past year. Lockdowns have meant that many athletes haven't been able to get to platforms all the time.
Totally. With gyms closed around the world, it's been a very difficult challenge, and I think most lifters have found a way to get hold of a bar, get hold of discs. I know there's many patios that have been smashed smashed to pieces. There's many gardens with holes in them. There's many weights that have been damaged lifting on the wrong surfaces, but these lifters have done whatever they can to get their hands on equipment and to still get the training in. It's been difficult for everyone. Some have been more fortunate than others, and I guess that will display in the results over these championships.
So Kuzmina Pana at the moment with 66 kilos in the lead from Ivana Petrova. And now the first appearance of Angelina, Angelina Lomachinska, opening up on 67 kilos. And the other young woman who's yet to start also has posted 67 as her starter. Angelina Lomachinska, runner-up in the 49 kilo last European competition, so coming down to this weight.
Coming down to this weight, David, because maybe it's a more natural body weight, but there's also an opportunity to pick up good points for Olympic qualification. But here, that was a good opening lift, as we know, 3 white lights, but she sat back on the bar in the bottom position, just trying to steady. So that's a nervous opener. A sign, though, that the warm-up has gone well. She originally posted 66, went up to this 67, fights at the bottom. She's in the competition
and her previous
safely.
best at 49 kilos, which is where she was lifting in 2019, was 68 kilos in this first opening phase.
She's right there on the money.
So the last person to enter the fight, Nadezhda Nguyen from Bulgaria. Now, she weighed in at 44.90, Lomachinska at 44.7, so this is for second place. And that was powerful. It was
That's
also
the most impressive
explosive
lift we've seen. Yeah, really, really good. Pocket dynamo right there. And Nguyen really fighting for that. Very focused, very composed. Different persona to what we've seen of other lifters thus far.
Mikhaila, you were a big fan of this particular discipline. So just a few words perhaps on how you do it well.
Okay, so you've got to master the movements. You've got to be good with the lightweights before you start loading. It's got to be smooth and explosive.
We'll get a little bit more from you later. Maybe as Ivana Petrova takes her lift, you could expand on that a little bit. She's coming out for 67 kilos, 2 kilos up. She weighed in at 44.72. So this to go into the silver medal position. How about that?
Very impressive, sits deep. The rules are that only the feet are allowed to touch the platform. You can see in the replay, the backside gets very close. That's a great squat position. Just expanding on what you mentioned earlier there, David, the snatch movement has got to be performed with efficiency. There's so much that can go wrong from the floor to mid-thigh, and if you don't get that first phase of the lift right, then it's going to go wrong. And I'm, at the moment, spending my whole life talking about it being very much a push from the floor, not a pull. Most coaches coach the first pull, and what do you think a lifter does when you even call it a pull? They have an early arm bend. There's no early arm bend. You watch these lifters, quality lifters, they're all coming off the floor, driving positively with the legs. If you can get the bar to mid-thigh in the right position, you've got a chance of exploding upwards and landing it in the right place.
Well, this is quite a competitive little class here. We've got Lomachinska of Ukraine on 67. That was her first attempt. Nadezhda Nguyen also on 67. Petrova's joined them, but that was her second attempt. And Pana, 66. That was her second attempt, but there's plenty of possibilities here. And Nguyen coming out now. So this is just a kilo up. Oh, in fact, it's Melissa Gunes, I beg your pardon, for Turkey. Or is it Nguyen? Might well be Nguyen. No, it is, sorry.
It's Gunes. And you can see there,
yes.
The scoreboard is slow. The scoreboard is slow to update for us. We just saw there, for those of you that noticed when she came onto the platform, she put her arms overhead, and that is just to show the referees that she doesn't have a great elbow lock. But she is very, very happy with that. 2 positive lifts after a
I'm not
dodgy
surprised.
start.
That's a 5-kilo personal best. And it was a fair jump. Remember, her second attempt was her first success, and she went from 63 to 68. So that's a really, really good third effort, and obviously she has the edge now. So Dumitrescu frustrated. Her chance is gone. She was trying 68 as well. Only 1 out of 3, not a good percentage. And 64 kilos at the moment leaves her down in 6th place.
Very disappointing start to the competition, and whilst you mentioned just a minute ago that so many lifters are still left in the competition and the weights are so close, maybe worth noting right now that it's the lifter that gets to the weight first that takes the lead. So nobody at the moment can surpass the person already in the lead, which is Gunes at 68.
So here's another 5-kilo increase. Got 63, failed at 66, and now the Serbian youngster going for 68. Weighed in at 44.80. Well, in a way, I'm not surprised. 1 or 2 of them pushing themselves. But again, that's only 1 out of 3, and it leaves her down in 7th place.
Just whips the shoulders back at full extension there. She's way too far behind the bar and leaves it out in front. Never really committed. I'm surprised she went for that. Clearly an attempt to stay with the medals, but it didn't pay off. She finds herself well down now at the halfway stage.
5 lifts remaining in this first half of the women's 45-kilo competition. This gives you a little idea of the warm-up cubicles. And Lomachinska has asked the bar to be increased to 69 kilos. That's interesting, because originally we were looking at a 70-kilo second attempt, which would have been a 3-kilo increase, but now reducing it by 1 kilo. This would still be good enough to put her up into 1st place.
I think that's the reason she's gone for it, David, is the first lifter to this weight takes the lead, and with other lifters having also opted for 69, she's coming out here second attempt, which would give her that advantage. That's the reason I think she hasn't gone for the 70. So
Lomachinska, who as a 49-kilo lifter could achieve 74 kilos, but of course this is 45 kilos, not to be. Never got the bar there.
No, very army as it passed the knee. She really tried pulling on that too early. Shoulders rounded at full extension. If you want to hit full extension, you've got to maintain an open chest position, which means working hard through the upper back. As soon as the arms come in, the tendency then is to round the chest.
This is the fight for the first medal of these 2021 European Championships, with Turkey in the lead. Melissa Gunes watching on. The new president of the European Weightlifting Federation, Dr. Hasan Akush, the former general secretary, who on Thursday, very late on Thursday, was elected as the new president for 4 years. So he'll be pretty pleased to see Melissa with a personal best at the top. And Pana now, this for 3 out of 3, 3-kilo increase for the lead. So gets stuck on 66 kilos.
Interesting. There's been a lot of failures now. It's just very difficult with virtually no atmosphere in this stadium. These lifters have really got to try and pull something out of the bag and get up for this. She's going to be disappointed with this attempt. Just not there.
2 out of 2, 65, 67, and again going for the lead here. Just 3 lifts, and this is one of those 3. So this could put the Bulgarian into first place. Looking to overtake Güneş of Turkey. First failure, but at the crucial time.
Shake of the head as she comes off. What we're seeing here, David, is a lack of spark. There's a lack of explosion in the second phase of the lift. And that is kind of what happens often in training when there's no atmosphere. These lifters have got to find a way of getting themselves in that psychological right frame of mind to execute. And as you said earlier, normally when you've got a crowd cheering you on and going crazy, there is none of that. It's a very different atmosphere for these lifters.
Lomachenko will try to overtake Güneş. Second attempt. Lost behind, and at the moment, Melissa Güneş of Turkey in gold, Lomachenko in silver, and Nadezhda Nguyen of Bulgaria with 2 attempts to come, and she is the only woman who can change the circumstance.
On her toes as she came off the floor, compensates by whipping the shoulders back, and that causes the swing on the bar. It never even steadied overhead. Clearly strong enough, but not in the right line.
So Bulgaria versus Turkey. And Nguyen, 20 years of age. Güneş a year younger. And Nguyen, who posted the biggest total at 165 kilos, going for 69 to put herself a kilo ahead of the field. Steadies, makes sure, waits for the buzzer to put the bar down. Good lift.
Very good lift. Some emotion there, almost a smile, but she knows this is only halfway. She's in the gold medal. Well, she is the gold medalist from the snatch now. That is confirmed, but she knows as well as her coaches that that's only half the job done. Here, best technical lifter that we've seen. Hits great extension, really nice and straight at the top. Doesn't swing the bar at all. Most consistent so far as well. Well done.
Yeah, my apologies. It was 69, but then actually the correction didn't come, 70 in fact. So that gives her a 2 kilo advantage over Güneş of Turkey. Lomachenko in the bronze medal position, but now, as it stands, 3 kilos behind. And Nguyen now wants to build, doesn't she, Michaela, to get an extra kilo or 2 to have a cushion of advantage going into the second part of the competition.
You
she
hit the nail
hasn't
on the head
posted
there,
the
David.
heaviest opening clean and jerk, but she's amongst the major challengers.
She is, and as I just said, sorry, you hit the nail on the head there. She is not, she doesn't have the heaviest starting weight for the clean and jerk. So right now, she's got a nice little cushion, but she knows she needs more. Yes, she's gold medalist on the snatch, but right now she's thinking of the total. She's thinking of what she needs to take victory, and right now it's 3 out of 3 lifts is what she needs. This is still very, very important if she wants to stay in contention for the overall.
So this is a lifter who's come down from 49 kilos to 45, but the strength is impressive. As a 49 kilo lifter, her personal best was, what, 68, and now she's going for 72 kilos as a 45 kilo lifter. So obviously progressive. And of course, if she gets this, she will open up a 4 kilo advantage over her closest pursuer. Big moment. Better than the second. And
On
that's,
both lifts. Sorry.
Sorry, Michael, I was going to say that's a tidy way to finish the first part.
It certainly is. Both lifts, she sat into her left side. Not ideal. That can cause injury, hip, knee, ankle, even the back. But it doesn't matter. At this kind of level, it's about nailing the lifts. Look how straight she is under the bar. Fantastic lifting, 3 from 3. The gold medal has gone to the most consistent lifter in this category.
Yeah, good point there, Michaela. She is the only woman in this a final who has made 100%, and that earns you the gold. Melissa Gunes of Turkey in the silver medal position, and Alina Lomachinska of the Ukraine in third place. And Gunes is 4 kilos off the pace, and Lomachinska is 5 behind, as is Ivana Petrova. We'll bring you the result momentarily. Here you have it, and as you said, Michaela, maybe nerves, ring rustiness, whatever, quite a lot of red there.
Yeah, it's not good to see. But as we've said, there's just no atmosphere in this stadium. These lifters have got to find something special now. And to get 3 out of 3 for Ngunen, that's a great result.
Just on that, Michaela, when you were lifting, how much did you feed off that audience reaction to you? Hugely.
For me personally, I was always a competition or platform lifter. Whatever I could hit in training was normally worth about 5 kilos more in competition. So going on to the big stage, you've got to get up for it. That's where the weights matter. In the gym, it's meaningless. It means nothing. It's here where it matters.
So we're going to take a little break as the athletes have a 10-minute preparation period for the clean and jerk. So the clean and jerk, and it will be Radmila Zagorac to open up at 75 kilos. Just 8 kilos separating the weights. And this is she. Too close to the windpipe, and well, Michaela, not an auspicious start.
No, it's not nice. When you see black and nothing else, you can see there she's still struggling to regain her vision. Wobbly legs, it's not a pleasant feeling. Anybody that experiences that in training, I would recommend getting rid of the bar sooner rather than later. You certainly don't want to end up in a crumpled heap on the platform.
Yeah, 3 years ago, of course, she was competing in the European Youth Championships, just missed out on the medal there. But it's not been an auspicious start for her. She's only made 1 lift out of 4. So we've got a moment or two, Michaela, so let's just talk about the clean and jerk. Obviously, the possibility to lift bigger weights, but let's hear from you about the technique and what you need to do in training and how to prepare to actually clean and jerk effectively.
Okay, so for those of you new to the sport and watching this for the first time, the clean is from the floor to the shoulders, the jerk is from the shoulders overhead. There'll be a few seconds pause in between while the lifter recomposes. But basically, to get better at the clean, what do you need to do? You need to have strong legs, strong back, being able to maintain a nice upright position when the weight is on your shoulders. That is aside from all of the technicalities. Very similar, though, the movements for the snatch and the clean. Once you know how to do one, it's quite easy to transfer across to the second lift. The jerk, we may see power jerks, we may see split jerks, we may see squat jerks throughout these championships. Split jerks are most common. 1 foot goes forward, 1 foot goes back.
Second attempt, 75 kilos.
That's tough coming out of the clean. Has to work hard.
Bar is nice and still, though, on the shoulders. No oscillation. Drives up there. A bit of relief.
A bit of relief, yeah, when you only have 2 minutes to follow yourself. So failed the first lift. Got it there, 2 to 1. The hesitation, I think, was on the right arm. It looked like when the bar was on her shoulder, she was trying to muscle it overhead. As a result of trying to push it with the upper body, you can often risk having an elbow lock. Have a look here, just some movement of the elbows. I don't think it was an elbow lock. I just think it was a not great technically in that she's trying to use the upper body too much. Much more effective to drive with the legs. The legs are much stronger than the arms. The movement, look at that, the bar was in front. It was a shoulder movement to stabilize. It was a really good recovery.
Yeah, it was Mr. Ariak Alaverdian of Armenia who wasn't sure. He was the central referee, but it is a good lift, and that 75 kilos at least secures her a total of 138 kilos. And that is better than she's actually produced before. We move straight on now. Tihana Maya, representing Croatia, 78 kilos.
Oh, dear me.
Oh.
No way.
No. Well, she was almost off the back of that 4-meter square platform.
David, I'm sat half on my
that?
chair here. I nearly fell off my chair there. I can't believe she stood with that. I mean, clearly very strong in the legs, clearly very annoyed, as you can see by her body language right now, but that was a fantastic recovery. You're allowed to do that as long as it's only your feet that touch the platform. Horribly off balance. Normally you see lifters staggering forwards, very rarely backwards. That was impressive to recover from. The jerk, very dynamic, dips low, hips are behind the bar, don't like the overhead position for the same reason. That puts an arch into the lower back, risks injury. But, you know, each to their own, it went overhead and stuck.
Very important, though, because she missed all 3 snatch attempts earlier on, so at least she's got a score on the board. So pleased for her in that regard. Dumitrescu, same weight, 78 kilos, Romania.
It's a laboured start, isn't it?
Yeah, she's at the moment 4 kilos below her previous best. And Dumitrescu only 1 successful attempt out of 3 in the first part.
Klima's lovely, really straight on extension, stands with no problem, but the jerk, if you're going to go for these kind of weights at this body weight, you've got to split your feet further forwards, further back. If you're unable to physically drive it to arm's length, you've got to split wider to drop your body lower under the bar.
Now, is she going to follow herself, I wonder? I think she might, Dumitrescu. It is a magnificent facility, this hall. And it's different to the one that was originally planned for last year. And that's a great bonus in a way, because there's a little more space around. Obviously, a lot of concern. The athletes, they all had to arrive with PCR, full PCR certificates at Moscow airport that had been approved not more than 72 hours before they arrived, and they're having rapid tests, antigen tests every 48 to 72 hours. But a lot of lifters are literally coming in and going out very quickly. So talking about going in and coming out, Dumitrescu, second attempt at 78 kilos. Again, the clean is okay.
Nope.
Off balance.
Yeah. Forwards, just, I think she's dropping her chest there. It'd be good to see from the side, but as she dips, everything's forwards. But again, watch the hip position. As she dips, the hips go behind the bar, and as she lands, the hips are still behind the bar. If you don't have your body underneath the bar, you have not got a hope of holding a heavy weight. Clean is very good, stands with ease, very dynamic.
Well, Dumitrescu under pressure. So, fortunately, Zagorac of Serbia wants 78, her third and final lift. Can't stand up, but never got the bar on her shoulders in the correct manner.
Well, it was rough, wasn't it? There was just no spark. The explosion wasn't there. There was no power. To me, it looked like a laboured approach. She looks tired, just not quite firing in all cylinders. Too slow, drops the chest at the bottom, right onto her toes. Can't recover from that position.
She's got a total of 138, which is an improvement on her previous best, but it is actually only 10 kilos more than the best lifter from the B group. Now, Dumitrescu, she's got plenty of time. We've seen that Michaela, she doesn't have a problem with the clean, although every effort takes its toll.
She needs to get underneath this.
Much better.
Yeah, she committed that time rather than pushing it out in front, but you can just, well, you can see the disappointment, the frustration. It is what it is.
Yeah, it means that she's only made 2 out of 6, and it wasn't what she came here for this afternoon.
David,
And
each
of course,
lifter
there are
has...
two Romanians, sorry, Michaela, there are 2 Romanians in the competition, so there's an internal fight as well.
There is, but look there, the back leg's gone a long way back, hips are behind the bar, even with the good lift. She needs to work on those technicalities to improve. But David, every lifter is coming into this championships with their own goals. Nobody comes here just to see what they can do. Everyone comes here with a vision. They train hard, they want a result, a personal result on a personal level. Whether that's a PB, whether it's qualification for Olympics, it matters, it means a lot to these lifters.
And you can see that the tears mean something. You know, I mean, it means, you know, it's hurting her that she didn't do what she wanted to do. And now Pana, her Romanian teammate, out here for her opener at 80. Just to put Dumitrescu's performance into context, I mean, she posted a total of 160. She's ended up with 142. Now, you're supposed to finish within 15 kilos, aren't you, of your posted total?
Yes, you are, unless you've got a medical reason, I think, is the exception. So she may be carrying an injury, which she can maybe prove, but she shouldn't have been allowed to post starting weights that were that far below her entry total.
It's 20 kilos for the men, but 15 for the women. So Pana, apologies for almost ignoring her, but she did get a good 80 kilos, 146 she leads. And now Güneş of Turkey, the silver medal from the snatch. This is her opener at 80. This for 3 out of 4. New generation of Turkish lifters, strong over the top.
Business-like approach to the start of the competition. She'll be happy with that. You can see the focus. David, can I just, I want to check this, and if anybody's watching, please drop me a message, social media or what have you. Has the rule changed for women? I think it might have gone to a 20-kilo rule for women as well. Please don't quote me on that. Don't hang me out to dry on that one, guys, watching back home. But if somebody can just confirm that, that would be awesome. We can...
And Güneş goes to 148, goes into the lead, and now Tihana Maya for Croatia. 3 kilo increase. Remember, she didn't get any of her snatch attempts. She really struggled the first time.
Ooh. Spat out the back door is how you refer to that.
And poor Tihana not having a good day at the office.
She's committed, fully committed, that's for sure. Lacks the extension at mid-thigh. When that bar gets to mid-thigh, you've got to be getting extension at knee and hip. That is how you generate the upward momentum on the bar. Fail to do that, you're going to be limited with how high the bar travels.
Her first attempt, the 78 kilos for Tihana. Well, that was a new personal best by 2 kilos, but it doesn't look to me as if she's going to go much further, to be perfectly honest.
A brief discussion between athlete and coach as to what they will take on their final attempt, because clearly she's not going to be finishing on the weights that she wants. So the discussion will be, shall we take the same weight again, or shall we go up?
Now, we remember when she's following herself, she's got 2 minutes, so she has plenty of time to compose, to put mind and body together. A word on that, Michaela. It doesn't happen unless mind and body are together.
No, this sport is far from just physical brute strength. I believe it's 3 parts. The physical strength is obvious, the technicalities, but the mindset is so important and should not be neglected. This is something that requires training as well as the physical.
So no weight change, still 81. Third and final attempt. Somehow?
Rough. Simple as that. If you're watching and want to lift well, I'm sorry, I don't like to say it, but that is not good technical lifting. It's short on the extension on the clean, the jerk is all over the shot, crosses the feet, moves sideways, but it went overhead and stuck. Just imagine how much further she could go with more efficient movement. Take a look here. Hips are behind the bar, hardly splits, an arch in the lower back.
So Maya only 2 out of 6, but in the clean and jerk at the moment, she leads, and this is Annalina Lomachinska in 3rd place, the bronze medal position at the halfway stage, behind the Bulgarian Nadezhda Nguyen. Now she is actually 5 kilos behind, so this is already catch up. Well, you mentioned, Michaela, there are different ways of achieving a clean and jerk, well, at least a jerk.
Yes, it's not my preferred movement, and it's not most lifters' preferred movement. What you just witnessed there was an attempt at a squat jerk. So basically, so long as the bar travels from the shoulders overhead in one continuous movement and the arms lock first time, you're okay. The problem with a squat jerk, not only do you need great leg strength to stand with a clean, great leg strength to stand with a jerk, the other problem is position under the bar. If that bar is a fraction forwards or a fraction backwards, you can wave goodbye. You've got to stick it, it's got to be in the right spot. This lift does not see consistent results. Too risky in terms of injury as far as I'm concerned. I've never done it, my lifters never do it. Some coaches, some lifters like it. I personally prefer a lifter to master the split position. It is harder technically, but once you get to grips with it, I think this split jerk is far more consistent and effective.
And that's set her back, really. Bronze medal in the first part, but of course, the medal to treasure is the overall championship medal, I should say. And she's following herself here, so at the moment, 82 kilos remains on the bar. And just having a look at that in terms of her record, Lomachinska, she is at 24, you know, sort of not the oldest of the class. That would be Tihana Maya, but Lomachinska, the second most experienced, coming down from 49 kilos to 45. That's where she was competing in 29 in the European Junior Championships. She was a 49 kilo lifter. And she managed to clean and jerk 91 kilos at that particular weight. So she's used her time. Clean is fine. And the squat jerk works. Not perfect, though.
No, and you can see it in her face. She's not happy. There's still a shake of the head. She wants it to be better. The clean, as you said, was fine. She's a lifter that doesn't need long on the bar. So, yes, the clock ran right down, but she was fully in control of the time. Now, we'll take a look here. There's very little drive on these jerks. That's why they drop underneath the bar to catch it. You've got to have a tremendous mobility and, more importantly, functional stability in that squat position. She clearly has it. I just like to see a split jerk is my preferred movement.
I'd like to add something, actually, Mikhaili. You need a bit of guts and courage to get under a bar with a heavy weight.
And stupidly strong legs to stand out. I'd have no chance. I could only just get up with my
seriously,
cleans.
you know, putting a weight over your head, you know, we don't advise you doing this at home. the leader at halfway.
Ooh.
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 I wasn't quite expecting that.
She hardly moved her feet. That is a... I don't know, she may have gone dizzy. That's often a reason why lifters don't move their feet. But watching her in warm-up, we did get a glimpse of her earlier, and she jerked similar position. Clean is lovely, really good float on the bar, good extension. Now watch here, feet do not move. She stays very, very high, very upright. Too far to drive the bar. You've got to split wider, you've got to bend your knees to get underneath.
So suddenly that 4 or 5 kilo advantage from the first half becomes even more important as Melissa Gunes joins us. She's excited. You can see that she's fired up and she wants something out of this competition. She's got a silver from the first pass. She'll have been aware of the miss. So now 3 kilo increase. Lies in second place. This for the lead at 151 total. That's 8 kilos above her previous best from 2019. But she is young, only 19. Mikhaili, you know how quickly people can improve. New generation of young Turkish lifters.
Yeah, you know, these girls, these guys that we're going to see throughout these championships have all been training hard now without any pressure. Let's just have a look here, because I did not see anything wrong with this, and it was only given as a 2-to-1. Or maybe a flicker with her left elbow, very difficult to see from this angle.
Well, look at the difference between Gunes of Turkey and Nguyen, who commanded the first part. I mean, there was fire in the Turk. There's circumspection here.
Apprehension all the way.
Arms out to shorten the distance. Feet must be still and in line.
Well, it looks effortless when you watch it like that. You know, it looks strong, it looks easy, but you can see by how much she was trembling under the bar, just the exertion on the body. And here she's just indicating to the coach, I want 86, and I'm pretty annoyed, is what she's saying as well.
Yeah,
take a look here, good extension, good float, stands strong. Here again, I'm just not happy with the lack of drop underneath the bar. Back leg is very, very straight as well.
So Nadezhda Nguyen up into overall first place, 155, 4 kilos ahead of Melissa Gunes of Turkey. And Helena Lochmachinska with one left is in third place overall. And this is Kosmina Pana. 4 kilos up. This to put her into overall bronze. Not to be, one lift left. 84 kilos, right on her previous best.
See the thumbs locked underneath the fingers, that's called hook grip. And then you can relax the arms, just rounds the shoulders at the top, that's what I call the Michael Jackson move. Adjusts the bar off the windpipe. Good drive, but she pushes it forwards.
Interesting though, one lifter yet to start, Ivana Petrova from Bulgaria, who was down in fourth place, posted 85 kilos as her entry point. So looks like Pana's also going to follow on for herself. Going to keep on 84 kilos.
David, we're just seeing a pretty important conversation here. Not that we have a clue what's being said, but it goes something along the lines of coach is telling lifter what she needs now in order to stay in medal contention. She's going to sit and wait to see what everybody else does for a couple of minutes. Yeah.
And Nguyen has pushed up to 85 at the moment, the same as Gunes, but those could change. Lomachinska, I should say, of the Ukraine also has posted 85 for her third attempt. So those athletes, Nguyen, Gunas and Lomachinska, it's now moving, as we say, from a game of chess into a game of poker. We're not quite there with the last cards, but we're getting there. But remember, still Petrova to enter the competition in the clean and jerk. 5 kilos down, Petrova, from Nguyen at the first half, but she could close the gap. But this is Pana. Corrected, gets the weight. Equals her PB.
Much better.
And that will take her to 150, put her into overall bronze medal position and the lead momentarily in the clean and jerk.
Really explosive, dynamic as she stands with the clean. Lovely dip and drive, hips are under the shoulders, shoulders under the bar, all nicely in line.
So here we go. This will tell us a lot here. Ivana Petrova, 19 years of age. She's got a personal best of 89 kilos. So she's opening up 4 kilos beneath that. Mistake. Well, but kind of funnily enough, I was expecting her to do that without any fuss and bother.
Well, you can see the frustration here. The clean sits, well, you can see the movement of the knees in. It's not great. That's just lacking a bit of glute strength. But the jerk, again, not splitting wide enough. If on these weights you physically cannot drive the bar any higher, you've got to split lower to drop underneath. And that's a prime example of what happens when a lifter tries muscling it overhead. You see a lot of lifters try to punch the bar overhead with the upper body. Other lifters will focus on it being more of a leg drive. I know which one I would prefer, and it certainly doesn't involve the arms. You've got to be driving with the legs and catching. Otherwise, you have two forces working in opposition. Legs drive down into the floor. If you push your arms, you're pushing yourself back under. You need to get that bar moving upwards. Frustration now needs to turn to composure. Put it behind you, focus on what's about to come.
Yeah, she was a good youth European champion, 2017 and 2018. She's got 2 attempts left. She still could come from behind and grab the title, but there's no margin for error now. Everything's got to be absolutely millimeter perfect. The cleans have got to be done with great economy. Her teammate, Nadezhda Nguyen, at the moment in the overall lead, 155 kilos, which she has in the clubhouse. Better. Much better.
Much more businesslike, wasn't it? Came on the platform and really exerted herself. So frustrated though, because the importance of that opening lift could well be the difference between podium and not.
Well, she's gone up into second overall, leading in the clean and jerk.
Look how wide the hands are. This is to compensate for the lack of drive. Wider hands mean less distance for the bar to travel.
So suddenly Lomachinska finds herself down in overall 4th place and 5th in the clean and jerk. So this is a 3 kilo increase to 85 kilos. And she's left on a total of 149, and she's out of the medal. So only the bronze from the first half of the competition. That will be all she will collect in terms of medal prizes.
And just take a look. The squat position, it only has to be fractionally in front, and you've just got no chance to recover.
So Nguyen, Petrova, and now Gunes. So Gunes is taking another 2 kilos here. So this will actually put her into the lead in the clean and jerk. I'm just having a look at that, actually. 44.66, yes, she's got a lighter body weight than Petrova, but it wouldn't overtake Nguyen, who has the overall lead for Bulgaria. So they've made an assessment here.
Oh, it's forwards on her toes, drops the chest.
Well, had she got that, it would have been a 10-kilo improvement. But as it is, Gunes is in 3rd place, and only Petrova and her Bulgarian teammate Nguyen left in the competition. So Gunes assured of the clean and jerk bronze and also the overall bronze. And the battle for gold and silver in terms of the clean and jerk and the overall lies between Nguyen and Petrova. So Nguyen coming out for 85, which is a 2-kilo increase, which would give her a total of 157. Now, at the moment, Ivana Petrova has got 85 kilos, and she's the lighter in terms of body weight. So even if Nguyen gets this, she won't go into the lead in the clean and jerk, but she's protecting her advantage overall. The door is open for Petrova. Melissa Gunes pretty happy that she's got a bronze. A pair of them. A silver from the snatch and 2 bronze medals from the second half of the competition. And Nguyen, winner of the snatch.
There's just no spark.
Well, we talked about the cushion of advantage, and she's given it away in this second half.
Yeah, there's just no spark with her legs. You've got to be much more explosive. You've got to split wider. I think the coach was trying to split wider and lower for her. That is a very, very frustrating second half of the competition for Nguyen.
Yeah, and at the moment, Petrova's got 86 kilos posted, which is only a kilo up on what she's lifted. Now, that would take it at 153, which is equal to her personal best, but this will not give her the championship. It will give her the clean and jerk gold, which in fact she's already got. But Nguyen, by default, will effectively have won the overall title. Bit strange that Petrova isn't going to go for something a little bit more, because she's actually lifted 89 kilos, but maybe she knows she's not in that sort of condition. Oh, in fact, the bar's gone to 89. This for the title.
Can she hold it? No, it's gone.
It's gone.
David, I don't know if that would have counted. Even if she'd stood still, I think there was movement in the right arm as she was staggering. Oh, look at the frustration. That was a big attempt, a big lift.
And she knows that first failure and now this, she could have closed the gap. Apologies for getting the weight wrong. It was while we were backstage and they changed the weight and didn't come up on the computer. They obviously went for the right lift, which was the extra 4 kilos that would have taken her to 156 in the overall title. Now she gets the clean, but this is where it goes wrong.
Hips behind the bar. As soon as she dipped, was always chasing it forwards. Her right arm, though, was dodgy. That is not a good jerk to try and emulate. Please do not copy that. Needs to do a lot of work technically there to get that good. And my goodness me, just imagine how much further she could go. But the frustration at throwing away the gold, it was there for the taking. And Nguyen can breathe a sigh of relief after a disappointing clean and jerk.
So this is the clean and jerk, and you can see Petrova with that 85 kilos gets there to take the gold in the clean and jerk. Pana of Romania, the silver, and Melissa Gunes, who's got the bronze in the clean and jerk. The lighter body weight denying Nguyen the clean and jerk medal there, both on 83. And quite a lot of disappointment from a lot of lifters, but in a way, Mikhaila, a little bit of understanding. Here's the total. Nguyen, well, fortunate, 155, the advantage from the snatch, earning her the gold medal overall. Petrova, a double for Bulgaria, 1 and 2. Gunes, the bronze, is in the clean and jerk and overall to finish third for Turkey. So just looking at Gunes, 151, that's a new personal best for her. Petrova, a kilo below her personal best. And Nguyen, just looking at that, well, she was coming down from 49 kilos, so she's established these as her personality of Mr. Bogdan Mokrinovsky announcing. This is very different, as you can see. There was a great debate about the medal ceremonies. Whether this is the right decision, we'll have to wait and see. The working group wanted to get the medals privately presented so that there would be absolute social distancing. Just to say that the next category we have for you tonight is the women's 49 kilos, which is the first Olympic category. And that will be 6 o'clock for all of you across the United Kingdom. 7 o'clock Central European time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to victory ceremony in women's 45 kilograms category at the European Weightlifting Championships in Moscow, Russian Federation 2021. We start since the total.
First presentation of medals will be for the overall championships. So Melissa Gunes, representing Turkey, 2 good lifts in the snatch, 63 and 68 to get a silver medal, 2 in the clean and jerk to give her a total of 151 kilos to earn the overall bronze.
Silver medalist is Ivana Petrova, Bulgaria, 152 kilograms.
Ivana Petrova, mixed fortunes, only 3 out of 6. 4th place at the halfway stage, but 2 very expensive misses in the clean and jerk. A total of 152 to get the overall silver, but she did win the clean and jerk discipline. And the champion, the first champion of 2021, Nadezhda Nguyen, 3 out of 3 in the snatch. That was good, 72 kilos, good cushion of advantage. And at the end, a bit fortunate, but she takes the title with 155 kilos. 4 out of 6 lifts. So nobody with a perfect record. But of course, this, the first championship, face-to-face for athletes for over a year. And so to recognize the achievement of Nadezhda Nguyen, the national anthem of Bulgaria.
Congratulations once again.
So a good start for Bulgaria.
Step down, please.
A new set of marks for the Turkish lifter, and that is the women's 45-kilo competition. As I said, coming up in about an hour and a half, the women's 49-kilo competition, the first of the Olympic categories. Now, though, the discipline medals.
Silver medal goes to Turkey. In second place finished Melissa Guinness with a result 68.
And Helena Lomachinska, a bronze medal in the snatch phase. Only 1 out of 3 lifts. Melissa Guinness, 2 out of 3.
Her result is 72 kilograms.
We've missed these pictures, haven't we, Mikhaila?
No, we certainly have. It's been a long time off the international stage, not just for weightlifting, but every sport. And it's just nice to be able to enjoy a championships again. And let's hope that things settle down across the globe sooner rather than later, so we can enjoy a summer of great action with the Olympic Games. And hopefully less interruption to training and competition in the future.
So now to the clean and jerk medals. In the bronze medal position, it's Melissa Guinness for Turkey. So a silver and 2 bronze medals for her efforts this afternoon.
Silver medals, Pana Cosmina, Romania, 84 kilograms.
Cosmina Pana for Romania. Something of a consolation getting the silver medal. 4 out of 6 lifts, better than most, and this memory of these championships. And you can see actually quite a lot of pleasure that she's got that medal. And the gold medal, Ivana Petrova, who had a real chance of taking the title. Only 1 good clean and jerk, 85 kilos, but it was enough to earn her the gold to go with her overall silver. But she will probably rue, Mikhaila, her opportunities today.
Thank you very much. Step down, please.
Oh, you know, there's so many lifters, I think, that will look back on this and be disappointed with their performance. But this is competition. This is live sport. This is what happens. It's about executing on the platform. And for those that were lacking consistency, then there's normally a reason for that, and normally that's technical. So something at least for these lifters to go away and work on and come back even better in the future.
So that's it for the moment from Mikhaila Breeze and myself, David Goldstrom. Thank you.